Are you really qualified to be defining certain situations? Maybe, but in this situation, yeah, this person wasn't. I got a comment on YouTube, and it's not anything new in the sense of kind of the general principle that's being portrayed, but it does really bring up a great way to just not learn, to not improve, not only necessarily for trading, but really anywhere in life. And that is, who is qualified to be defining certain situations, certain words, certain phrases? That's especially not only in the world as a whole, but in trading, words make very big differences. And making sure that proper definitions are applied and proper understanding is applied is extremely important. And I get this, I shouldn't say quite a bit, that'd be a lie, but I get this relatively, often. Isn't that the same thing, quite a bit, relatively often? I get it once in a while, there we go. So once in a while, I'll get something like this, and it just, not that I'm patting myself on the back or anything like that, but I have been in the markets for a long time. I have been, teaching, I have been helping traders for a long time. And maybe you think I'm a clown and you don't think that, I am in the position that I'm going to proclaim I'm in here. But like I said, if you have any shred of experience in the market, then as you listen, I hope that you would say, all right, yeah, you're definitely telling the right person, because I can tell that through experience, that is the proper way that you would want to define this certain situation. But you want to make sure, like I said, going back to how do you not learn? You don't learn by deciding that you as a new person are the one that's justified to define certain situations. What do I mean? Well, in this case, somebody is making this comment that I'll get to about trading with your phone. And the video is titled, how to trade with your phone. And you're thinking, and maybe right now you're thinking, okay, yeah, you have some sort of definition in your mind about what you would expect to hear, what you would expect to see, and what sort of information you would expect to get based on your definition of pretty much the word how. How do you trade with your phone? And the way I defined it as, how do you trade with your phone is, well, step one is just simply, should you? And that's a very, very important step, because if you don't even start there with, should you even be trading with your phone, then as far as the how process is concerned, you're not doing very well. You're off to a rough start. If when you're figuring out how do I trade with my phone, if you're not considering, well, should you? That's a massive, not even like a little hole. That's a pretty big hole in the boat that will sink you pretty quickly. Because in certain situations, you are going to be, it just doesn't make sense to trade with your phone. Off the top of my head, if you are looking to do high frequency scalping where you're looking to buy and sell within, okay, so I'm not seeing things. There is, I think that's the bug person. What is it? Who are the bug? Anyway, regardless, there's we're having this exterminator. Yeah, we're having the exterminator, and I thought, and he's like doing stuff on the windows right now, and
we're on the second floor, so
yeah. But anyways, so you don't have to cut this out. So I totally lost my focus though. So hey, hurry up, buddy. Come on. All right. So, I mean, you should probably want to know, if you're on your phone and you're looking to do some sort of high frequency day trading, that, a phone app is not going to give you the ability to execute at the speed in which you need to, execute in order to properly implement any sort of strategy. Now, if you're sitting there saying, I just want to swing trade, I mean, I'll hold a stock for a few days, few weeks, and then I'll sell. Or, I'm just looking to invest. So I just need to check, buy stocks every now and then, and I'll worry about selling them, 20, 30 years from now. Okay, well, that would be a situation where, yeah, you would want to know how to use your phone because you've passed this first step of should you. So that was the whole premise of the video. And then this comes about. This should be called, should I trade with my phone? I'm sat here with 950 euros phone, and I want to know how to keep track of my shares with it. Now, this person is brand new. How do I know that this person is brand new? Because what they're wondering is extremely flawed in the first place. Do they really expect me to go through every single broker, app, platform on the phone and tell them how it would work? What does that even mean? I want to know how to monitor my shares. I don't know how you monitor your shares. That would be dependent on your actual broker's app, because everybody's app is different. So you coming here expecting me to do that just shows that this person isn't even asking the right situation to begin with, because it just doesn't make any sense when you stop and think about it. So that's what tells me, and they're brand new. Yet they're telling me how I should have, what I actually should have told, titled the video, because in their mind, they showed up with some sort of preconceived definition of what they thought it should be. And in all actuality, being brand new, do you have any authority? Do you have any right to be showing up to something and then saying, no, this is what it should have been. This is how it needed to be explained. No, how it needed to be explained is from somebody that actually knows how it needs to be explained. And in this situation, the first part of how to use your phone is even questioning, should you? Now I get, I get it. We can have the semantics argument over and over and over again. You can argue from your perspective. I can argue from my perspective. The point here is that, given that it is a circular argument, given that this could go like this over and over and over again, would it not be wise to just say, I will default to, maybe semantically, I don't necessarily agree with you, but as far as the overall premise that you're trying to teach, I'm gonna default to the person that probably has more justification to lay down the actual definitions of the premise. And this person is just telling me, well, it should be this way, and you should. No, that's a bad way to go about it. That's not that you're not going to learn that way if you show up as somebody that's that's the equivalent of, I don't know, this person being really, really good at washing windows. There we go. Since we just had the window person there, they're a really good exterminator. And I show up brand new and I make a statement that first off doesn't even make any sense to an exterminator, and it reveals that I'm totally new. But I'm saying, no. You should have fill in the blank. No. You're doing it wrong. It should have been, how am I ever gonna learn if I show up with that mentality? Obviously it's not gonna go across very well for me, because I'm just never gonna get anywhere. So just be aware of that. I get it. Semantically, yes, there can be never ending arguments out there. But at the core is what is trying to be taught. In this case, how to use your phone. Well, let's start with, should you even be using your phone as part of the process of how to use it? Can you give me the benefit of the doubt? Give the person the benefit of the doubt that actually has more experience than you. And if you do that, you'll go far. But like I said, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens often enough where I figured, let me get this video out so that I can start to link people that show up and start to try to define what probably isn't really necessarily the right definition. If you are out there trading alone currently and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.